My rust-free California duster isn't so rust-free. Before we start this video, everybody, I just want to let you know this video commemorates our 440th video. Hell yeah! Hope you guys enjoy it. Welcome back, guys. Jet Scott here as always, and today it's freaking cold and we are warming up El Dustarino. In fact, you just missed it. I was talking on the phone and I was watching the really cool vapor trail come up behind her. I don't know, she's still vaporing a little bit, not much. It's pretty cold today. See, it looks nice out, you know, blue skies, beautiful, sun's out, but it's not that warm. Duster seems to be running on 8 today, so that's good. She picked 8. But all the carb adjustments have come in handy. We're letting her get warmed up to temperature. We're gonna get ready to do all the legal stuff with the car here fairly soon, get it tagged, entitled, and insured, all that stuff, because it needs to be like that to be my town. And plus, it's just good to have all your cars tagged, titled, and insured. So anyway, so today what we're gonna work on is first get this thing in a position where we can work on it in front of the garage. It just got to move a little bit, but we're gonna take all this rubber shit in here that's factory, and we're gonna get rid of all of that, because underneath of it's actually jute padding. It's ludicrous why Chrysler did that. I have no idea. And yesterday I stuck my hand in there and I pulled out like a bunch of pixie dust. And by pixie dust I mean my floor. So I need to get all that crap out and assess the damage to the floorboards, make sure they're okay or not. And I got a bunch of 415 and rust converter in the house. So if the floors are strong enough that I can just pour 15, good. But we need to get floor pans. I need to get them on the way. I want to get this car solid as a rock before there's snow on the ground, and there's not much time left to do that. So I guess let's move Californian Duster. She is. That's really all I had to move it, but here's a problem. See that stain? That's oil, and that's from just the other day. But we do have a good problem. 2 big old marks from the tires. Mucho bueno. Yeah, she's leaking oil pretty bad, but look at this for a second while the car's still idling. Do you see how bad that is? Like, we need another 2 or 3 inches of tire to get this thing filled out. Just look at this. I mean, you can't even begin to see it. I mean, here's the lip, and I mean, we need like this much more tire. This is a 2811 515. She needs some more tire, and she needs a W2 headed 408 stroker small block, because that'd be friggin' sweet. But what she really needs is a solid floorboard, so let's dig into it. Let's cut this crap out. Oh yeah, I can already hear some people in the world. But Jed, that's factory. That's really neat. I've never seen that before. Why would you just cut it? Why not just remove it one piece? Well, 1, too late. 2, this stuff is hard and brittle and just wants to come apart. So we're gonna do it at once. We're just gonna kill it before it kills our floorboards. Yep, see that? Jute padding. That's just silly. Buy a car from California, rust free. Yeah, my ass. Yeah. Do we have any floorboard left? This is worse than a car from Kansas. This is way worse than a car from around here. 415 is not saving this floorboard. Why would you put jute padding underneath rubber? That's just, that ain't smart. Well, who wants the good news and who wants the bad news? You guys ready? You guys ready? First, we're going to show you this. It's kind of neat. This is the rubber floor mat. It's got the Pentastar right there, a number, and 69. So I'm guessing that's the date code on it. Okay, that's the neat part. Here's the not so neat part. Yep. That side's not so bad, but it's thin everywhere. So, Rob, we need 2 floor pans. Of course, by the time this video's out, we'll probably have them, so hopefully they're not on back order or anything, but 2 front floor pans, make this thing solid as a rock again. Never, ever, 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 ever that should touch the floor again. But that's neat. I saved that little piece. It's gonna go in the glove box. Piece of history. So yeah, I'm gonna get the rest of that vacuumed out. We're gonna rust treat what's left and wait on parts. Alrighty, well, the floorboards are scraped clean as I can get them, and then I hit them with some acetone and wiped them down. Then I heated everything up with a torch. Got some heat in these. I'm gonna fire the car up and let the car do some warming up as well, just that way these floorboards are nice and warm and toasty, because we're gonna shoot them with some rust converter, at least until, oh, I missed a bunch of vacuuming. Gotta vacuum that up so that shit don't get flowing around. But till we get our floor pans in, that side probably could live with it, but they're not too expensive for this car. So this side for sure. I mean, if this was just a slant 6 or a 318 carp, yeah, just sheet metal it. But being a real 340 car, we'll probably splurge on this one. So alrighty, let's get at her. And we're back. And El Dustarino is back where we left it. Well, actually, I just moved it. It's warming up right now. I think it looks kind of cool right there. But we're getting back on today because we got our floor pans from Rob and Jags. We got some Sherman panels. I looked on eBay and you can buy these things for like 120 bucks for the pair, but it looked like a freaking toddler made them. So we got some Shermans, which are properly made. They're not AMD, but so we got everything we need. And yeah, it's getting nice and warm. It was so cold today that there's frost of everything, like a thick frost. I feel kind of bad for El Duster. But yep, we're gonna get ready to cut out these floors, get these pans, at least get maybe one side put in today, maybe do the other tomorrow, and make her solid as a rock. Get the girlfriend over here because she likes to paint and do artistic things. And we got 2 cans of 415 in silver, so we're gonna 415 the entire floor and the entire underneath the car, because, well, this thing ain't got any kind of undercoat. It ain't gonna last in Kansas like that. So, oh, time to get at her. Oh, look, a spider. So this is the one thing we got to be careful about. We got lines running right there. Pretty sure those are fuel. So we need to be careful about that, because we're going to try and plasma cut as much of this out. So those lines run directly in this parallel up into here, and then all the way back to here. So we need to mark that so we don't plasma cut there, because, well, there's gas in them lines, and I kind of like this car. I don't want to burn the ground. So yeah. All right, that's enough running for you. All right, well, a little progress update. So I was marking out my lines where my fuel lines were, so I cut it out. I got curious. I'm like, I wonder if I can just rip this crap out. Yes. Of course, had to go to help. Put a sharp edge on the chisel, breaking the spot welds, and it's giving me good access now. I ain't got to worry about setting the car on fire. Just got to keep them conscious. These fuel lines do this number, because we're going to cut probably back into here. That's when the stuff gets really solid. And up along here. Hopefully our floor panel comes up enough on the tunnel. But yeah, progress is good. We are making it. I gotta take this crap pile out, take this sill plate off, and well, it's time to start cutting almost. I'm gonna keep trying to chisel out as much as possible.
And we'll mark it on our patch panel, just like we did with the dart when we made homemade floor pans. We'll mark out where the torch member, cross member is, and where the front frame rail stub is, so we can spot weld the floor to these, because welding the floor pan to the tranny cross member and front frame stub is more important than welding it to the floor itself. Because this, if it's not welded to this, then it is not a unibody construction. And well, these have to be attached to the floor, absolutely have to be. So you know, someone who is really talented would probably go ahead and paint up inside of here. Ow, that was sharp. But I'm not. Probably I might, I don't know, see what happens. But get the rest of this crap cut out. Alrighty guys, so I've just been working. I had a lot of phone calls today. I cut out all the crap except for that little hole right there that appeared when I was grinding. Be fine, don't worry about it. And I do not want to cut out the entire floor pan because it comes all the way to the rocker. It's all solid as rock. Paint's still wet. And well, the plasma cutter was a little overly strong, and I had to use the plasma cutter right here, so I need to weld all this back together. The door still shuts nice, double check that. Got my panel cut the way I want it. I'll just show you. I gotta do some grinding on it, but goes right in home. Looks good. And I am just gonna use that much. I might go ahead and trim a little more off this, so that way I don't get up in the seam sealer when I try and weld up there. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna trim that back a little bit. But it'll be, like I said, you need to make sure this gets welded to the cross member first. So the cross member lives about here, and then the frame rail lives about here. And those have to be welded first, and then you come around it. And this thing will be fully welded 100%. There'll be no stitch welding, nothing. It'll be 100% welded when I'm done with it. So let's get to welding. Alrighty, so that's how cold it's gotten between all my phone calls, space heater, drying the primer. And by the way, this OER weld through primer, not really so much weld through. I've had to touch up a few places where I welded the old floor back to the structure and all that fun crap. So, but yeah, it's gonna be dark here fairly soon, so I want to get this pan in, but may or may not, but I want to get this one done. So wish me luck. I'm gonna crawl underneath here with a Sharpie, mark this out, hopefully be able to get to most of it, and get my spot welds drilled so I can weld the floor pan to the frame rail and to the torsion support, and then to the frame rail stub, and well, try and get as much done as possible. All right, well, I'm calling it a night. It is truly night, and Dad's home. But got the panel differential done. All my holes are drilled, including some that don't need to be there. But I need to look at it in the daylight before I get too overzealous, so see you tomorrow. Hey guys, so next day, and well, I did a thing I normally don't do, and that's work without filming of any sorts. I want to go ahead and just say, if you decide you're going to buy some weld through primer and you want this OER professional grade weld through primer, do not buy that crap. Because when you weld on it, it literally just burns off like regular primer. It's junk. Don't buy it. But Dad's working on the column. That's fully welded in. The ground, it's hideous. The whole Eastwood's showing her age. But it's okay. It's in there. It's strong. Right here. So we'll get that blasted, primed, get some seam sealer, seam seal it, yada yada, blah blah blah. Alrighty, well, I ran down to O'Reilly's and got some seam sealer, and used this stuff before. Normally it takes forever to dry, but this time I got stuff that's pretty much already dry. That's how much I got to use. Less than a third, and it's already hard. But the floor is seam sealed. Yeah. At least this side. I was gonna try and do it underneath, but can't do it underneath. Stuff's already set up in the tube, so I'll take that back and be like, shove this up your skirt and smoke it. Of course, them people at our local O'Reilly's will probably be like, okay. So, all right, on to the driver's side. Hey guys, welcome back to another day of rust repair on the El Dusterino. And well, we got that one side done last night. We actually got the car where you can start it with the key in the column. Dad and Michael got that fixed. There's that side. Now we're gonna get started on the driver's side. And I was at O'Reilly's yesterday picking up seam sealer, and they had this nifty little aisle that said Insta Rust Repair. And it was like $5. And I was like, sweet. What does it do? So they say you lay down a base coat of black, and then you just, there we go. Repaired. What do you think? Isn't that pretty neat? Good old nature walk. No, we're not gonna do that. I would like to do that, but we're not gonna do that. Let's belong to the Dart anyways, for now. There's our other patch panel. We're gonna trim that baby up, and we're gonna start peeling away what's bad and crap inside of here, which is primarily most of it. It's real thin. It's actually pretty solid still, but it's really thin in a lot of places, so let's get to work. Alrighty guys, we're back, and well, I did it again. I started working on the floors out filming. Just one of those days, you know, a lot of heavy metal, music wise and on the car. So we got this one all trimmed out, including a little goofy. We cut a little too much metal off our patch panel, so we got to put that back in there. But the not so weld through primer is in there because it likes to burn off. But we're gonna let it sit all night. Of course, as you saw, that side is done. This is our patch panel. We just finished grinding it and cleaning it up, and we got to go quite a bit up on the firewall this time because how much rot was up there. But ain't no big deal. Just degreased this, cleaned it up. I'm gonna let this paint dry a little longer. Then I need to crawl underneath there, figure out my spot welds where they need to be, get those drilled, prime this sucker, and we'll probably speed footage tomorrow putting it in, just for a couple of friends who asked me to actually film the process of doing this. I mean, it's pretty simple when you do it my way. The right way would be to cut everything out and redo it and not cut up the patch panel, but I like, it's just me, and I know it's not the right way, but I like to flange the metal. I like to double thickness it, and that's why there's weld through primer there, so that way that stays protected. But yeah, you know, same old story, you know, weld it to the structure first, and then we're going to Tech screw it to everything. We got our wires all tied up because we're going to do away with the clippies. I forgot there were clips, and we could probably put these back on the pan, but I don't know where the hell they go, so maybe we'll put those on underneath someday. But I'll keep those. That holds the speedometer cable and the neutral safety switch for the transmission. But anyways, enough rambling. Let's get at her. Alrighty, just gonna show you this. This is where I'm gonna end off for the night. I got the panel Tech screwed in here, including one Tech screw that goes to the front frame stub, so that way it's tight. So I'm gonna take this back out, which I'm gonna regret. Prime it both front and back, let it cure overnight. Where's that piece at? There's that little piece I accidentally cut too much out of. That's gonna sit right there. That'll have to get welded back in. I know you can't see nothing, but anyways, use your imagination. We're gonna pull this panel back out. We have our holes, so this thing is sitting nice. And then anywhere we need to do a little more persuasion, we can do it, but it's getting dark, and well, we got old people for neighbors, so don't want to make too much noise for them. So we'll pull it back out, prime front and back. Tomorrow we'll come out, Tech screw it back in place, mark the underside for the frame and everything, drill them holes, yada yada yada, weld it in. See you tomorrow. Alrighty, well, the sun's out, so that means the guns are out. Ugh. I'm kidding. Anyway, so we got this kind of well marked out. You know, we got it Tech screwed to the frame rail, the front frame stub, and then all around the perimeter as I showed you last night. And did our best to try and mark this out. I came into 3 3/8 center for bolt to bolt, where I'm going to put my spot welds. I'm going to put plenty. But unlike last time where I put in like 3 and just kind of went with it, I'm going to do one at a time, throw it on there, and hopefully these line up where they're supposed to be, because I don't want to have to do a bunch of repair welding. So, and honestly, if I had my druthers on this, if I had enough sheet metal screws, I would sheet metal screw the entire thing to the subframe, and then pull those out one at a time, plug weld them, but I don't have enough. So you have to get more of them. But anyways, everything's primed, ready to go, so no more wasting time. Let's make it happen, Captain. Alrighty, don't mind the camera. You guys are on wide lens because we're getting ready to weld everything in. So as you can see, the millions of little holes I put in this panel, and that corresponds to the front frame stub and the torsion support. Why so many holes? Because I like to do overkill, and I like strength. We're going to enlarge these holes. Literally drilled one hole, test fitted, another hole, test fit, all of these. It's been a minute, but they all line up. There's only one hole, and I think it's that guy right there. He's a little fur off, but he'll be fine. We'll get it. So let's get to work. Put this thing in and get it burned in. Alrighty, so we are officially welded strong to the structure. Like I said on the other side, now this side looks a lot nicer because I actually went ahead and did, as Chris Birdsong says, turn the heat way up. We're at like setting F on the Eastwood, and we're wire speed at 4.5. Works damn good. Nice, almost flush welds. Over there, yeah, not so pretty. But over here, looks daggone good. And now we get to do the arduous and fun task of making the rest of that happen, and getting this piece put back in that I accidentally cut off that I shouldn't have. But that's the important part, getting it welded to the structure. And then you could honestly do like a stitch weld. You don't have to weld the entire thing. And this side I may not weld the entire thing since I got seam sealer now. That should be good, but I'm gonna get it welded. I'm not gonna worry about boring you with that, and see you when it's done. Well, there it is. It is not pretty, and you know, let me just be the first guy to say it. I blame that weld through primer, because that stuff created a lot of spatter and just gummed up my gun. But we got our patch up there fixed where we cut out a little too much. We even plugged in where they had some, I don't know why they had those little holes in there. Those holes didn't close up, so I had to patch those up. But don't really plan on doing too much grinding. You know, we'll get her primed, and then we'll get her seam sealed, and then the old girlfriend's gonna come over and help me pour 15 the entire top side and underside. So let's get all that done. See you guys in a minute. So just one more quick little thing I'm gonna do, and you saw the first driving video when I went and got the car legal. This car shook, and I think that's because of the flat spots and the slicks. But there's also a lot of rattling, and that's not tied together. These aren't. So that's rattling. And over here, this is actually rattling. So we're gonna fix all that. And the back seat has been sliced right there. So that's probably another rattle. And this spring isn't tied in, so we need to fix that. But gonna go ahead and do that. Then we'll get all that primed and seam sealed and fly. All right, well, there's that nice little brace we built. And yeah, I could have welded it on this side and this side, but these are galvanized, and I've breathed in enough arsenic for my lifetime right now. So completely welded there, tied this brace back in right here and right there, welded around there. This is 1/8 inch steel, by the way. Did the same thing over here, but they didn't leave us enough metal on the cross brace, so it wiggles a little bit. That'll probably break off, but clean that up a little bit, put some paint on it, put our package tray in that came with the car, and hopefully that rattling is over with, because that is annoying. And like I said, this structure right here is very, very important, and the fact they left it, you know, just cut, big no-go. But alrighty, on a bigger and
I
better.
sure hope you guys enjoyed this video. I definitely plan to get more done in this video than I did, but looking back on it, we did get the 4-pans freaking done, and we got the car braced. I think that's pretty good progress. And, well, you got a whole nother video coming out here pretty soon where we really finish this thing up and we make this Duster sweet. So I appreciate you guys for checking out this video, and as always, hope to see you in the next one. So take care. Bye-bye.